Hello, we are Andrés and Marta, and we are going to talk about comparative and superlative sentences.
First, I'm going to start to explain the superlatives, and to form superlative in English, we must add the suffix es at the end of the word.
Sí, el niño es el más inteligente de la clase.
He is the smartest boy in the class. Pero tú no eres el más inteligente de la clase.
And how can you say mi perro es la mascota más pequeña?
My dog is the smallest pet in the park. Adjective finishes in Y, you have to change it for I.
And how can you say the superlative of easy?
Easiest,
And for angry?
angry. In consonant, you have to double the consonant.
And how can you say big?
Biggest,
And hot?
hottest.
But you have to remember that hot and big, biggest with double G and hottest with double G.
If the adjective has two suffixes or more, you have to add most before it.
And how can you say expensive?
The most expensive,
And beautiful?
the most beautiful.
To start the explanation, we can use the same, different, and similar to make comparisons. We use as with the same, but we have to remember that we can use that.
Entonces, si quiero decir que este año me toca la misma profesora,
We have to say, this year I have the same teacher as last year.
entonces no puedo decir I had the same teacher that last year.
No, you can't say that. You have to use as. We can use from or to with different, but we have to remember not to use of or that.
Entonces, es que el otro día fui a la universidad, ¿no? Entonces me di cuenta de que no era como yo esperaba. ¿Cómo diría eso?
University is very different from what you would expect.
Now I get it. You can say university is very different of what I expected.
No, because you can't use of or that. And finally, we have to remember that we can use to with similar and not like.
Entonces, si quiero decir que tengo el mismo gusto musical que mi hermana,
You will say, I have the similar taste in music to my brother.
I can say I have very similar tastes like my sister.
No, because you have to remember that like it isn't a like.
Ah, great.
And now you have to say if this sentence is correct, that computer is very similar than me. If it is not correct, you have to correct the mistake.
Last but not least, I'm gonna explain the double comparative.
Great, I didn't know that it exists.
Okay, so first I'm gonna explain like the double comparatives are phrases used in English to express increasing or decreasing returns. Double comparatives are often employed to underline the importance of doing or not doing a certain activity.
And how can you say, cuanto más estudias, más aprendes?
The more you study, the more you learn. So that's the format of the double comparative sentences. You have the more or less plus the noun or the subject plus the verb, comma plus the more or less again plus the subject plus the verb. But double comparatives can also be used with adjectives in the same way. For example, the plus the comparative adjective plus the subject plus the verb, comma, again the comparative adjective plus it is plus infinitive. So, the more difficult the task is, the sweeter is it to succeed. That will mean...
Entonces eso sería, cuanto más difícil es la tarea, mejor te sientes al realizarla, ¿no?
Exactly. It can also change. For example, these forms can be mixed up.
The more they study the students for the test, the higher will be the test.
Okay. Finally, I just want to remind you that you can also use the double comparative to show change. There are more and more people coming to the vacation spot. That will mean que cada vez hay más y más gente que vienen a este sitio de vacaciones.
Right, I understand it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
Would you say que estos días cada vez hay menos y menos tiempo para pasar con tu familia.
Oh, I would say it seems these days are less and less time to spend with our families.
Great. Okay, I think we have learned a lot in this mini class.
Yes, of course.
See you soon.
Pues, ¿puedo decirlo en castellano?
How can you say... Que no me sale, tío. Se lo va a comer.
I'm going to start.
I'm going to start. Pero que lea ese.
Es que no sé.
Por ejemplo, I had the same teacher as last year at
As last year, el summer.
as that year. ¿Eso es lo que ponen en el ejemplo? Vale, espera, volvemos a hacer esto.
We can use from or to with different, but we have to remember not. Que no me acuerdo. And finally, we use to with similar, and we have to remember not to use like.
¿Y que no me lees el ejemplo? Espera.
Entonces sería cuando.
Es difícil, es la tarea.
Que no me sale loco. Cuanto más difícil es la tarea, más.
Mejor me siento.
Más mejor.
Easy to succeed. That would mean. Tradúcelo. Como que mejor te sientes al cumplirla.
Lo digo ya.
Sí.